Hello, welcome back to the channel. So I actually did pretty good last week, which I'll put up above right around here, right around there. Overall record so far this season. And so we'll go into this week. This week, Thursday night game, Bears versus Commanders. And last year that was an absolutely awful game. But I think the Commanders are better this year. Their offensive line is not that good, but the Bears' pass rush is absolutely awful too. So it kind of negates each other. So I think the Commanders are going to absolutely stomp the Bears. So I got the Commanders winning pretty big. Next is the Jaguars and the Bills. So the Jaguars get their second game in a row in London. So I think that the Jaguars will be more accustomed to jet lag, whatever that the Bills may have to suffer. But I still have the Bills. I still have the Bills winning. I think that they're just a much more talented team. The Jaguars, for some odd reason, aren't looking the best right now. So hopefully they start gelling a little bit later in the season. But I got the Bills winning. Now the Saints versus the Patriots. So I don't like either one of their offenses right now, especially the Saints. Goodness gracious! But I think it's gonna be a defensive game. I know with the Patriots, of course, you don't have Matthew Judon and you don't have Christian Gonzalez, which is gonna suck. But out of the coaches, I'm going to have to go with the Patriots because I legitimately think that the Patriots are going to bounce back. I don't trust Dennis Allen. I've never trusted Dennis Allen. And also, you know what? Screw the Saints. So, so I think the Patriots are going to win. Titans versus Colts. This one was kind of hard because I honestly cannot tell if the Titans are good or bad. I literally can't tell. Like literally, their score last week was 27-3, and they lost. And this past week, they won 27-3. So I have no idea. So I'm gonna have to go with the Colts because I feel like I have a lot better grasp of what their team is. They almost came back and won against the Rams, which that's another team that I was. I am so sorry to all you Rams fans because I did not think you were going to have that good of a season. I didn't know that Matthew Stafford's elbow wasn't going to be an issue. I thought it was going to be an issue, which is the reason why, unfortunately, I did not take Puka Nakua, which I'm getting off topic, but I'm really upset I did not take Puka Nakua because I knew he'd be good. But anyways, so um, so I have the Colts winning. Like I said, I want a little bit of tangent there. Uh, Ravens versus Steelers. Now, anytime it's an AFC North thing, you can't really like a AFC North rivalry. You got to kind of throw out records because there's a lot of times where the Steelers haven't looked all that good, but then they've beaten the Ravens. However, um, I do not trust the Steelers right now. Of course, eventually you're going to be above 500, but I actually have the Ravens winning. The Ravens are a lot better team, which is this happened the past two. They're also very injured, but um, Lamar Jackson's having a really good season so far, and I think the Ravens are going to win. And then Zay Flowers actually looking pretty good, which I predicted that too, and I'm really happy about that. Panthers versus Lions. It sucks that the Panthers are not looking so good. That's my team, but we've been in every single game. So I still see us being in a game, being competitive, but losing in the fourth quarter. The Lions are a much better team than we are, and so therefore I have the Lions winning. Their pass rush is really good, and our offensive line has not looked good so far this season. It's been really disappointing, but anyways, got the Lions winning. So next is the Texans versus Falcons. Falcons fans, I'm really sorry that I had to tell you that Desmond Ridder's not the guy. Because a lot of Falcons fans were very hopeful, but I know I told you he wasn't gonna be good in the preseason, and he hasn't been good, and it's honestly held you back. And I mean the Texans, like C.J. Stroud, looking absolutely amazing. I thought he'd be good. I didn't know he'd be this good. He's on pace to be one of the best rookie seasons for a QB. Don't want to jinx that, but so far it's looked really good. Texans are a more cohesive team, so therefore I have the Texans winning. I'm gonna say I like 10 points. I have the Texans winning a good bit over the Falcons. Giants versus Dolphins. I think this is pretty simple. I think the Dolphins are going to win. Like literally, it's the Dolphins got embarrassed. They have a good offense, and the Giants aren't a good team. So, sorry, Giants fans, but you're going to be absolutely embarrassed. Bengals versus Cardinals. This one was kind of hard because the Bengals technically are a more talented team. However, the Cardinals play really stinking hard. Like they've been in literally every single game they played. And then like I don't know, the Bengals, like I just assumed that they were gonna get over their like early season slump because they always have. Like for the past 2 or 3 years, they've gotten over their beginning of the season slump. But unfortunately, it hasn't really been that case. So I actually picked the Cardinals to win. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals win, but I have a much better grasp of what the Cardinals are than I do with the Bengals because of Joe Burrow being hurt and playing hurt. Um, Eagles versus Rams. I think this is going to be a close game. The Eagles have been surprisingly. It's not like a Super Bowl hangover. I don't think it's like that. But with the two new coordinators, they're getting a little bit used to cohesion basically, and they've kind of played down the competition. But I still have the Eagles winning. I think it'll be close. It'll be interesting to see how the Eagles match up against the Rams. But I do have the Eagles winning, just because they got a little more talent than the Rams. Jets versus Broncos. I'm sorry, Broncos fans, but I think it is going to be a slaughter. And you wouldn't think so with the Zach Wilson led team, but considering what y'all said, well, not what y'all, but what Sean Payton said about Nathaniel Hackett, I think the Jets, going off of the great game they had against the Chiefs, are going to absolutely try to embarrass the Broncos. And I would not be surprised if Zach Wilson has a good game because your defense is absolutely atrocious. So I got the Jets winning. Chiefs versus Vikings. So Chiefs did not look too good last week, but then again, the Jets have a really good defense, and so like Patrick Mahomes was a little bit off game. But I'll say this: the Vikings. I knew your car would go back on you. I didn't think you would start off this bad at the beginning of the season, but I do have the Chiefs winning because the Chiefs have more talent. Vikings just, I mean, y'all almost lost to us, and like I'm a Panthers fan. I'll be really honest. We're not the best right now, and y'all almost lost to us. I got kind of like a lucky break, but anyways, Chiefs winning. I think it'll be pretty easily. I think Kirk will probably bounce back because Kirk before the Panthers game had looked pretty good. He did not look good against us. Yeah, Chiefs winning. The Sunday night game, Cowboys versus 49ers. I am not going to say the Cowboys are frauds, but I do think they got overrated. They got humbled by the Arizona Cardinals and then played well against the Patriots, who unfortunately lost two of their defense starters. So I think the 49ers are a more complete team. I still think it'll be close. It's not going to be like people are going to be like, oh, the 49ers are going to expose the Cowboys. I don't think so. I think the Cowboys are still like a good team. But I do think that the 49ers will control most of the game and they'll win. So I got the 49ers winning. And then the Monday night game. Davante Adams going against his former team, the Packers. And the reason why I say Davante Adams, not the Raiders, because that's pretty much what they have on offense is Davante Adams. Because Josh Jacobs, I think he'll have a good game, but he had a decent game last week. But outside of that, he has not looked as good as I thought he would. And then also, don't like the reverse QB situation. Their defense is not all that good. Like Max Crosby's good, but that's about it. But like I said, I'll have the Packers winning, and I have the score being 24-20. And the reason why I have it 24-20 is I think Davante Adams is going to go absolutely off. I think he's going to get revenge off his team, because that's usually how it goes. Whoever is going against their former team usually goes pretty hard against them. So I think he'll either elevate, either if it's Aiden O'Connell or if it's um, Jimmy G. I feel like Davante Adams is going to go off. think Daniel Carson will kick 2 field goals. But at the end of the day, Josh McDaniels is absolutely awful. I feel sorry for you, Raiders fan. So I got the Packers win 24-20. That is my predictions for this week. Let me know in the comments what you think. Because so far I've been pretty good. So hopefully I have another great week. And see you next week.